What's the dumbest conspiracy theory you have ever heard of? That the moon doesn't exist. Once found this YouTube channel where this guy would film the moon at night and point out how you could tell by the edges or something that it was a hologram. It was just, wow. Forget the moon landing being fake. There is no moon. The Disney killed Lindsay Lohan's twin after filming Parent Trap. JFK shot first. America and China created Corona to bankrupt Mexico. Plaque is planted by dentists to sell more toothpaste. Dentists are the ones who assess your teeth's cleanliness. Dentists give you free toothpaste for cleaning your teeth well. The phantom time hypothesis is probably my favorite dumbass conspiracy theory. The idea is that the modern calendar is a fraud and we are actually in the 1700s because 300 fake years were added onto the early Middle Ages for reasons. Even dumber part is, what would it change? I mean, even if we go by the world kind of uses a standard calendar to say what year it is, what difference does it make now if it was really 1720 instead of 2020? I get that the theory says there was a reason for adding the years back then. But who cares now? Even if we started calling it 1720 tomorrow, nothing would change about the world. The year is just a number in that respect. Not as much dumb conspiracy theory as just a strange superstition. But fan death. It's a Korean superstition that if you fall asleep in a room with the fan on, it will suck up all the oxygen in the room and you'll die. Korean fans actually have timer switches on them because so many people believe it. My mother-in-law firmly believes all Pepsi and Lay's products are made with the leftovers of aborted babies. Lizard people that control underground FEMA death camps all linked to Walmart by underground railroads. Flat Earth. You really believe that millions of scientists, engineers, pilots and sailors are conspiring to trick us about the shape of the planet Earth? What would they even gain from such a conspiracy? They've apparently been tricking us for several thousand years. Most people knew that the Earth was round a long time ago. My friend's father believes air conditioning causes cancer. The state's Department of Transportation paid people to drive slowly on major highways and traffic bottlenecks in order to cause rush hour delays. Holocaust denial. Not only is it dumb, it's also very cruel and offensive. Really, the denial of any atrocity falls under this umbrella. There are people who deny the Holodomor, Cambodian genocide, and Rwanda's genocide. The list goes on. Heck, there are people who denied the Sandy Hook shooting. We live in a bizarre world where people think acknowledging atrocities and the losses to humanity are somehow scoring emotional points in debate. People think undercutting the mourning of the lost is somehow anti-system or act of individual freedom. It's not. It's disgusting and inhumane. The dinosaurs are fake. When I asked the guy who thought this, he said it was the government that planted fake bones everywhere and has people dig them up later. Said it was a way for them to drum up money. He asked me how do I think they found the fossils? Said, what you think, they're just randomly finding bones everywhere? Nah bruh. They jet in told by the government where to dig. I lost more brain cells that day than a night of heavy drinking. I once talked to someone who said that dinosaurs were fake and were put there by God as a test. Either we would stay faithful to God in the Bible or we would believe in evolution and dinosaurs. When I was a kid in the 70s, fundamentalist Christians peddled the dinosaur fossils were put there by the devil as the explanation. Then, at some point in the 90s, I was surprised that they had switched the story, and now, dinosaurs existed, but died out in Noah's flood. The dihydrogen monoxide conspiracy. But to be fair, it's dumb because it's intentional satire. Vaccines cause autism. A vaccine is a dead pathogen injected into the bloodstream, so antibodies can be made. Autism is a spectrum of social deficiencies, most commonly expressed through the lack of an ability to read social cues such as people putting hands out for handshakes and being unable or struggling with detecting sarcasm. It also can affect one's ability to filter noise. Autism is caused by a myriad of factors such as early birth, genetics and drinking whilst pregnant. There is no way to contract it after birth. What anti-vaxxers are actually seeing is one. Baby is displaying no understanding of social cues. People think it's because it's a baby, but it is really due to autism too. Baby gets vaccinated 3. Baby, now a toddler, still doesn't understand social cues 4. Toddler is diagnosed with autism 5. The vaccines must have caused the autism. Can't forget the Wakefield study, a widely discredited medical report that started the whole shit show. It was a study based on 12 children that has since been denounced by literally everyone in the field. Bastard. I'm sailing with someone who I think believes in all of them. COVID simultaneously does not exist, is just the flu, and is the way that the Illuminati, Freemason and Bill Gates used to commit genocide on third world countries. The way this genocide works is that the vaccines will carry out this murder. This genocide on third world countries is at the same time a horrific thing to do and completely inconsequential. Wearing masks is taking away your freedoms and paving the way for the government to completely suppress the population. The lockdown was a way to have the population out of the way so the government can take control of all important institutions. The European Union is also of the devil, but I haven't stuck around to find out why. Trump is a Democrat and is destroying the Republican Party on purpose. Windmills cause cancer. Australia doesn't exist. Trump had to make himself look like a pedophile so he could get in close with these pedophiles and will eventually take them down. One of my mom's friends. Coronavirus is some weird thing, so Bill Gates can install chips inside us. I thought it was a meme on Reddit, but then I entered Facebook and holy shit, am I surrounded by dumbasses. That Hitler is still alive. Bro. He would be 131 if he was. Canon is ducking wild. None of the predictions come true. It hinges on the idea that most of the world is pure evil. And it comes from some random people who won't even tell us who they are. If this guy is supposedly backed up by the President of the United States, why doesn't he just reveal himself? It's so obvious that the whole thing started off as an elaborate troll that spiraled out of control. And now it's become a call to violence to some people. That Justin Bieber is the leader of Anonymous. These Facebook conspiracies theorizing that Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are somehow censoring Facebook posts concerning the truth about COVID-19 etc. Yeah, right. Bill and Jeff are censoring those Facebook posts, but they're totally willing to keep your post, outing them. Up. Genius. That Bianca's Italian Mayo. The QAnon PSYOP program. Everyone on Epstein's flight list is a pedophile. Except Trump. He's a light worker here to save the world FKN lol. No mate. He's also a pedo. That masks reduce your oxygen level. One of the dumbest and my favorite is the Bielefeld conspiracy. Supposedly the city of Bielefeld in Germany doesn't actually exist. It's all a government lie. I had a super religious Christian friend who not only believes that reading Harry Potter turns you evil, but that just reading the full title on the book cover will turn you into a witchcrafty voodoo devil magic satanist. Elevators are really just boxes that temporarily keep you from seeing the outside world, while the fairy gnomes organize and change everything to give the illusion that you are moving in space. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. That one is the dumbest conspiracy theory I have ever heard. Elizabeth I is a man. She fully walked around with a cleavage out, and wouldn't the groom of the stool or any of the women that helped dress her notice something is up. No one gossiped about it at the time, and the theory only became popular because of Bram Stoker and The Sun, neither of which are credible historical sources. It's so dumb and annoys me because there are so many wild things that happened in Tudor England. Henry VIII murdering most of his councillors. Henry VII was a mad dictator obsessed with the idea that everyone was plotting against him, and one of the highest roles at court was the person that watched the monarch shit that are veritably true, yet people like to focus on weird conspiracies that make no sense. Lizard people control the government, dude. Met someone who sincerely believed that Hillary Clinton arranged the Oklahoma City bombing to get the latest news of the Rose law firm files off the front page. Sandy Hook being a hoax. It's stupid and incredibly offensive to those families who lost their babies. The dumbest to me is birds aren't real but government drones. Donald Trump is a 3D chess playing stable genius who cares about the common man, but the mainstream media constantly publish fake news to discredit him. The gay agenda B. Most of my friends are LGBT+. Trust me, we just wanna go to the bathroom, not get assaulted walking down the street, and watch some Netflix. That's all. That America didn't go to the moon. One word. Chemtrails. Donald Trump. Not able to be bought out. People are still telling themselves this as we speak. Man's family is selling beans in the Oval. Beans. That George Soros is behind the inevitable world takeover by homosexual people. I was in a heated Facebook argument, I know, waste of time, about petition for same-sex marriages in Latvia. And there were several people claiming that George Soros is financially supporting gay people and is behind them slowly taking over the whole world. Masks are the work of the devil. Here in my country, Gov is distributing free ration, rice, pulses to needy people during COVID crisis. One of my friend who opposes the current Gov party believes in the conspiracy theory that Gov is putting RFID chips in these rice grains, and once people consume it, Gov will be able to track all the people via satellite. He did not dare argue with that level of stupidity. Just watched in, or that logic can be a distant dream for certain individuals. JFK's head just did that sometimes. My mum firmly believes that the EU is a bunch of satanists who have created COVID to destroy the world. Apparently, 2020 is the build up to Armageddon. That wearing a mask to stop the spread of coronavirus somehow increases the acid in your blood, prepares us for Sharia law, and wearing a burqa, and that it doesn't work anyway. All of the above is untrue. Wear a mask. Save your grandma's life. It's the only way to reopen the economy. If we give all our money to rich people, they'll create jobs. I was looking at Minecraft Education Edition reviews, and I found a Karen complaining about how the game affected her children, and later said that Bill Gates started coronavirus to get profit. I was laughing to the point I started crying. I saw some mind-bogglingly stupid shit my mom posted the other day about mask mandates being a secret globalist ploy. Some shit like it's not about a virus. They just want your face covered so the quantum computer can access your eyes easier. How divorced from reality do you have to be to believe this shit? The thing about conspiracy theories is that there's an iota of truth behind them. Yes, the US was incentivized to start a war after 9/11. Yes, the US was incentivized to beat the USSR to the moon. With that in mind, by far the dumbest conspiracy theory I've ever seen in my life is the idea that Bill Gates wants to track people with microchips within the COVID-19 vaccine. There's not one single shred of truth to the idea, but an alarmingly large amount of people actually think he's up to some shady shit. It's so absurdly stupid because Google has already been doing it for years, and people willingly submit to it. There's obviously the big ones like flat earth and Holocaust denial, but the most entertaining is the theory that Benedict Cumberbatch's marriage is fake and comes out of blackmail from his wife. There is a corner of the internet full of skeptics who believe that his wife and basically everyone around him is in cahoots with Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, and they are all blackmailing BC. They legit believe that his whole life he has been manipulated to used by a massive pedophile and trafficking ring that even his parents are a part of, and his marriage was born out of it. Literally any conspiracy involving 5G towers, autism, cancer and vaccines. I also hate the aliens built the pyramids one. That John Podesta is the biological father of Chester Bennington. Yes, Linkin Park. and that he was the #1 suspect of molesting Chester as a child. And when Chester became vocal about the pedophile rings etc., John Podesta had him silenced. The new Linkin Park logo is also ironically a symbol for pedophiles according to these people, and that Chris Cornell suffered the same fate as he was also vocal about these pedophile rings. And here is the kicker. They have proof that John Podesta and Chester are in fact father and son. The proof is a photo where they kind of look the same, and that is it. Seriously. Go check Linkin Park's latest tweet and you'll see the crazy shit that people have come up with in the comments. A Facebook friend, acquaintance, shared a 3-hour video of a man explaining how the chaos in the US is all deep state nonsense and that Bill Gates and Hillary Clinton conspired together to create COVID as a weapon against Trump to take him down. Well, my parents tried to tell me yesterday that the US is doing better than any country with the coronavirus, and all facts that point to the contrary are fake and lies meant to discredit the US. Another time they tried to tell me that the virus is a fake threat created by the elite in order to normalize working from home so they could get out of having to pay higher New York City wages by just hiring some random in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma to work remote for a fraction of the cost, because that's obviously where we are going right now. Wait. No. That wasn't another time. That was about a minute earlier. Not really a conspiracy theory, but a far-fetched one to boot. I present to you the Mandala Effect. Quick trip for those who don't know. Started with many people believing that Nelson Mandela died in prison around 1980s, but in actuality, died in 2013. Some psychic named Fiona Broom then named it the Mandela Effect. Basically it went something along the lines of small details that many people mistook. Like it wasn't the Berenstein, but the Berenstain, no E. Or it's Looney Tunes. Not Looney Tunes. Kit Kat. Not Kit Kat. The list goes on. So the most logical theory that Fiona Broom took was that we were all, like all of US, were transported to an alternate reality. That Michelle Obama is a transgender woman. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.